It's a beautiful Saturday morning in the fabulous Florida Keys. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. Today is March 1st. Let's start off our own little March Madness Florida Keys home buying tournament. The best part about this tournament is no matter where in the Florida Keys or what house you buy, you always come out a winner. You can't lose when you buy a home in the Keys. This is my morning market MLS update video I do every day right about this same time. I report all the new listings in Key West and the lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. If you watch this video every day, you will know about all the new listings from Big Pine Key down to Key West the same day the realtors find out about them. That's very good information for a buyer to have. You can also get a much more detailed description of these listings, including photos, if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. That's also updated every day from the Florida Keys multiple listing service, including photos. There's a lot more information about the homes on the blog, a lot more details, any unique features the home might have. There'll be photos of the inside of the home, photos of the outside of the home. If the home happens to be waterfront, you'll have photos of the water view, photos of the boat dockage. If there's a pool, there'll be photos of the pool. It's just a lot more information than I can cram into a couple-minute quick YouTube video. Again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com, and it's updated every day from the Florida Keys multiple listing service, including photos. If you like this video and you want to stay current with what's being listed in the Florida Keys at what price, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a video just like this every morning. As long as you subscribe in, you'll see that thumbs up, like symbol next to the subscribe button. If you could click that, that helps my channel grow. I'd appreciate that a lot. It won't even take you a quarter of a second. Today we have 7 new homes to talk about that are new on the market. But before I tell you about the new homes, the state of Florida's lawyers have to butt in and make me cover the legal stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for any of these listings. I'm not claiming any of these listings to be my own listing, and I'm not accepting any responsibility if there's any inaccuracies in the information I give you. I'm simply reading it to you right from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. The first one we have is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 805 square foot home. It's in Key West's Old Town neighborhood on a very small lane called McAdams Lane. It's being offered at $1,355,000, which is an excellent price for any home that's walkable distance to Duval Street or any home in Old Town. My only real concern with this house is there's no off-street parking, and those little small lanes don't really offer any space to park on the street. They're too narrow for traffic to go by and on-street parking. So parking is definitely a concern down there, but a lot of people who live in that neighborhood, their main source of transportation is a bicycle or even a scooter, and you can always pull a scooter into the front yard and leave it there, or you could even take your bicycle inside the house if you wanted to. But anything priced at $1,355,000 in Old Town, and especially on a small, quiet, private lane where the tourists won't be driving by, is an excellent price. This is worth taking a look at. Then we go to the Marina area of Key West on Johnson Street. The Marina area is one of the more upscale neighborhoods of Key West, very sought after. The lots of land are a lot bigger. Most of the houses are multi-million-dollar plus homes. It's walkable distance to the beach, walkable distance to downtown to Duval Street. It's a very nice, well-kept neighborhood. This one's a pretty large house, too. It's a 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom, 3,751 square feet. I know 3,751 square feet might not sound real big to those of you up north, but for Key West, that is a huge house. This one's being offered at $5,750,000, and it's a very good price for a house that size, especially on Johnson Lane. The Casa Marina area is one of Key West's more sought-after areas in Johnson Street, not Johnson Lane. There is the Johnson Lane in Old Town, but this is Johnson Street. Johnson Street is one of the more desirable streets in the Casa Marina, so you're getting on one of the nicer streets in the nicer neighborhoods with a huge house. It's worth every penny of $5,750,000. Then in Key West's Old Town neighborhood on Royal Street, there's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,600 square foot house Royal Street's just a few blocks from Duval Street. You could easily walk there, but it's far enough away that it's quiet. Royal Street's a pretty private, pretty quiet street. And this house also offers off-street parking for 2 cars, which is a very valuable feature in Old Town. It's being offered at $2,549,000, which is an excellent price for a house in Royal Street in that neighborhood, that size, with parking. Then we go to the Key West Golf Club on Narragansett Lane. There's a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 780 square foot townhouse. This one's being offered at $649,000. I really like the Key West Golf Club neighborhood, and I like Narragansett Lane. It's probably my favorite of all the streets in the Key West Golf Club. The golf club is a gated community, and they make it very difficult to get through that gate if you can't verify that you have reason to be there. You live there, you're renting there, or verify that you are going to visit someone who actually lives there. They also have someone 24 hours a day either walking or riding around in a golf cart as a security officer, just keeping an eye on things. They have 2 great pools. Their bigger pool definitely outshines any high-end luxury resort in Key West I've ever seen. The pool is absolutely amazing. It's got the kind of teardrop shaped on 3 sides and has a waterfall filtration system. There's plenty of seating. There's chaise lounge chairs in the sun, chaise lounge chairs in the shade if you want to get out of the sun for a while. There's tables with umbrellas, some in the shade, some in the sun, so if you want to bring a lunch or have cocktail hour at the pool. They just don't allow any glass around the pool for safety reasons, but that's just going to be just about any condo complex, the same as any hotel you go to. I personally prefer the smaller pool myself, even though the large pool is absolutely beautiful. Because the large pool is so nice, most people go there and very few people go to the small pool. And when I go to a pool, I like to just lay out in the quiet and chill and have some me time, sit in the sun and just relax. And it's a nice pool. It's just a basic rectangular shape. It's probably 25 to 30 feet long, about 12 feet wide. And Narragansett Lane is its own private lane cut off. As soon as you pull into the golf club, it's on the right-hand side. There's no neighbors across the street. It's all mangroves and salt marsh across the street. And you get, in my opinion, one of the better views of the golf course from any of the other streets. All the other streets, you've got the neighbors driving by going to and from your house. Narragansett Lane is one of those streets that you wouldn't go down unless you had reason to. So a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath townhome in the Key West Golf Club on Narragansett being offered at $649,000. That's a great price. You definitely want to look at that one quickly if you like the golf club. Then over by the beach in Key West's Midtown neighborhood on Paula Ave, it's a very large house. It's a 6-bedroom house, which is extremely rare for Key West. 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 2,084 square feet. Very well kept, nice house. Just a couple blocks from Higgs Beach, which is the beach most of the locals go to. We stay away from Smathers Beach. Smathers is the largest public beach in Key West, but it's also what we call the tourist beach. The locals will go to either Higgs Beach or Rest Beach, which are right beside each other. You could be walking along the beach and not even realize you left Higgs and now you're on Rest. This one's being offered at $1,995,000, and that's an excellent price for a house that close to the beach, especially a 6-bedroom house, which is extremely unique for Key West. This one's a very good buy, worth taking a look at. Then we go up to Sugarloaf Key. Sugarloaf Key is divided into 2 sections. Lower Sugarloaf, which is an extremely high-end, upscale neighborhood, and Upper Sugarloaf, which is kind of the lesser neighborhood of Sugarloaf. This one is on Upper Sugarloaf on Aztec Street. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,160 square foot home. It has a beautiful pool in the backyard, a nice tropical yard, but I personally just think at $989,000 it's overpriced. Upper Sugarloaf just doesn't carry that price tag, in my opinion. This house is a very nice house, don't get me wrong. I've been in this house in the past. It's a beautiful house. But it's a case of having the nicer house in the lesser neighborhood. You'd much rather have the lesser house in the millionaire's neighborhood than the best house in the lower end neighborhood. And that's what this is a case of. So I personally don't care for this one myself, but that's just my opinion. Then saving the best for last, and I can't take credit for that. I'm just going off the order they were listed in the multiple listing service. But this one is the one I feel is definitely the deal of the day. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,120 square foot house on the canal on Sugarloaf Key on Buccaneer Lane. Buccaneer Lane's in Cutthroat Harbor Estates, which is a very nice subdivision. You have good deep water boating. You could easily get a 30, maybe even 35-foot boat in there with no problem. You have plenty of draft. It's being offered at just $885,000. Any canal front house on Sugarloaf Key, assuming it's in decent shape, under $1 million, is definitely a steal. So this one's worth taking a look at for sure. I think this is the best price listing as far as what you get for what you pay that we have in the video today. That's all we have for today. If you want to take a look at any of these homes or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. And don't forget to check out my blog, keywestinvesting.com. It's updated from the Florida Keys multiple listing service, including photos every day. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.